Good evening and welcome to another episode of your favorite talk show, Stephen Korean Perspectives. What am I saying? I don't know. It's our season finale, so I'm just all over the place.
It's okay. You just sad. That's what it is.
That's what it
You're
is.
sad.
And what's your name?
I'm your host, Corinne Harris.
And in today's episode, we have Mary Elizabeth Jackson here to talk about her award-winning book series, Poolicious Look at Me, and the effects the book has on toddlers and adults.
In today's topic, Stephen and I will discuss the importance of building a foundation for success and why it is important for us college students to grasp.
Yes, and later in the show, Corinne and I will also discuss the importance of building a legacy and what exactly we want our legacy to be.
So stay tuned with us.
Yes.
You're in for something sweet.
We're trying not to mess up today. What are we doing? Okay, you guys, we're watching SKP. We'll be back.
SKP, Stephen Korean Perspectives. SKP, Stephen Korean Perspectives. Are you ready for this?
College students, we often struggle. We struggle with our finances, we struggle with our weight, and some of us, well, we struggle with our edges, okay? However, when it comes to building a foundation for ourselves, we often struggle the most. So Corinne, tell us how we as students can build a foundation for ourselves.
Well, when you mentioned edges earlier, we struggle with our edges. You know, get a little edge control, put it on there with some water. I just had to throw it over there once you said that. But qualities of being successful, I have 4 key points.
Okay.
Energy,
yes.
knowledge, confidence, and time. And I'm gonna start with time because a lot of people, you think some things are just gonna come to you, but it's not. You have to invest time. With us, we want to have our own talk show. What we doing right now?
We have to make time for it. You have to prepare for it because it's not gonna come to you directly. You have to come to it.
Exactly. You put in the time that you want, and you have to get experience and gain it. We're not gonna just wake up. Well, I know it's not gonna probably. Some people, it's not going to wake up and happen. We're going to wake up in the morning. You have your own talk show today.
You got to prep for it. You always got to prep for it. What else?
And knowledge. Whatever you want to do, you have to do your research on it. And that's with us. Like when we have guests come to the show, we have to do our research on our guests. So that way we can ask questions that our viewers want to know.
Right.
And energy. The energy is kind of like the time. It's the energy you put into it, what you want to come out of it. If you put that positive energy, you're going to get positive outcomes.
Right.
You put that negative, what's going to happen?
It's going to be negative. And I'm glad you mentioned that because with building a foundation, to me, you have to prioritize a schedule and a plan.
Exactly.
With building a foundation, like you talked about, it's not just going to happen overnight. You have to build and firmly just add to it as you go, if you get what I'm saying. You have to build, you have to work at it. And then know it takes time and dedication. So whenever you're doing something, again, it's not going to come to you right away. You have to take time, and I have a hard time with that. For me, like I said, when I want something, I want it now. I want it right then, now, no questions, if, ands, buts about it. I want it now. But it can't be that way, if you get what I'm saying.
And another thing, patience.
That's right, patience.
Patience. You got to have patience.
Because you want to enjoy the experience as you go along with it. What do you think of that?
I feel like, the number one thing with dedication is going to come with patience. Things are just not going to happen fast or happen when you want it. It's going to happen when it's the right time for it to happen.
That's true.
But as you're going through getting your patience, get all the experience, learn everything you need to learn, because how can you jump into something without learning everything or experience what you need to experience?
Right.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. And I want to add something that's very important. Leave small-minded people, okay? If their minds are so small that they can't see the bigger photo, leave them.
They've got to
go. Because they're just going to be hindering you. Say, for instance, they're going to, say, for instance, you're trying to go this way. I think we've talked about this before. You're trying to go straight ahead, but they're still back here, and you're trying to go somewhere. So while they're back there, you can't drag them with you because it's not going to be good.
I actually had a conversation with a friend about that last night. They want to be successful and they want people to come. And I'm like, look, everybody's not going to always go on this journey. Look, you can tell them what you're doing. They either going to come or they're going to fall off. Look, opportunities don't always come. So you're going to either go for it or you're not. Because look, if I get the opportunity right now to go with Tyler Perry, bye-bye, I'm leaving because I may not get the opportunity again.
That's true. And you just never know. And another thing I would say, don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. That's an old tell.
You better
My
say
great
it.
grandmother used to tell me that all the time. I'm like, what are you talking about me? Like, what are you talking about? Don't let the right, here's my right hand and here's my left hand. They always together, so what you talking about? But what she was saying was, you don't have to let your business out to someone you're close to. So say for instance, you're in a relationship or whatever. They don't have to know everything you're doing. So let me talk about finances with that. With building, say you want to build success in finances. If you're trying to save some money for yourself, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't let your significant other know all the money you're making, all that. You need to be smart. You need to have your eggs, not in just one basket, but multiple baskets. So that's what I mean by that. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. You have to have something for yourself and keep it for yourself.
Because you gotta be careful. Your left hand will sometimes want you to fail.
Yep. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's
So
the truth.
you guys, we must take a commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We'll have more news and entertainment for you coming right up.
Yes.
You can help support Austin Peay students who don't have enough to eat by donating to the Save Our Students Food Pantry. The Save Our Students Food Pantry is looking for soup, pasta, canned meat, canned beans, peanut butter, and fruit. You can drop off your donations at the food pantry on Home Avenue. It's open Tuesdays through Friday, 8:30 until 4. For more information, call 221-1620, a campus reminder from Austin Peay.
I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Jackson, Tennessee.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
St. Louis, Missouri.
From Gaffney, South Carolina.
Seattle, Washington.
Jeremy, Haiti.
I'm from Três Pontas, Brazil.
Chicago, Illinois.
Hawaii.
Phoenix, Arizona. Braselton, Georgia.
From Modesto, California. I want to be a neonatal nurse.
An athletic trainer and accountant.
Playing the NFL.
Interior designer. Physical therapist.
Law enforcement officer.
Ultrasound technician. Social worker.
Physician. Politician.
Psychologist.
CPA.
Be a social worker.
Nurse practitioner.
Physical therapist.
Restaurant owner.
A politician. Start my own business.
Veterinarian.
Elementary school teacher.
The NBA player.
Cardiovascular surgeon.
Anesthesiologist.
Businesswoman in Nashville.
Social worker in Miami, Florida.
Politician in Washington, D.C.
Colorado.
Orlando, Florida. Houston, Texas.
In Chattanooga.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Seattle, Washington.
Nashville, Tennessee. San Diego, California.
Nashville, Tennessee.
New York City, New York.
San Diego, California.
Atlanta, Georgia. Nashville.
Los Angeles, California.
New York, New York.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Orlando, Florida. Los Angeles, California.
Baltimore, Maryland. Clarksville, Tennessee.
Carolina Beach, Carolina.
Philadelphia.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Welcome back. Have you ever thought about your last living day here on Earth? Have you ever thought about the lifestyle you will want to acquire before death and the legacy behind your lifestyle? As we all know, building legacy is not easy. So, Stephen, why is building a legacy so important?
Because you want people to know you for who you are, and you want to leave something behind that's cherishable. And for me, I would say a legacy that I want to leave behind is love and positivity. When you see me, I want you to feel like, we're making this sound like we're about to die or something. We're setting this up like, I'm a little nervous about this now. But anyways.
I know,
are we about
do
to
they
pass
need to
away?
tell them?
Yeah,
They
we
need
need
to
to
tell
tell
them?
y'all something? No, but literally, I want people to see me as love and positive. So if they're having a bad day, they know Stephen was the person who always had love. He was always positive. And another thing I would say is inspire to transpire. So
Explain what you mean by that.
What that means is I want people to see me as a person, I want people to see me as inspirational. But through my inspiration, I've been able to transpire through that. And what I mean by transpire is I've been able to elevate myself. And by elevating myself, I want people to follow my journey. And maybe people who don't know how to even have a journey, or people who may look up to you. And it's not about being on television and people looking up to you, but even the small things like being at a store or going to church, somebody at church looking up to you. I just want people to feel like, okay, wow, I saw him elevate himself. And I can elevate myself. So I want to mold and help people in that way, if you get what I'm saying.
I know exactly
And
what
then
you're saying.
unity and connection. For me, we don't talk about this much on our show, but I hate that we have to even consider race and all that kind of stuff, all that racist stuff out in our nation. We have to consider that even an option now. I want people to look at me and realize that it don't matter what color you are, I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna give you that same love, no matter what color you are. And I want people to be inspired by that, because we need to learn how to be that way. We need to stop it with this, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. We have to learn how to love each other. And if people can look at me and say, wow, that man gave me love, and I'm a different color skin than he is, then I want people to understand that and really understand the importance of that.
I can hear it in your voice
Yeah,
that you're really
I
passionate
hate
about
that we have to talk about it, and I'm trying not to cry because I don't like talking about stuff like that. And then another thing I would say is unapologetic for being authentic. I want people to realize, look at me and say, that dude is authentic. His big old crazy wild hair and that big old smile, he is authentic. And like we messed up earlier on the show, because we always messing up on little SKP. We always messing up. But I want people to see that as authentic. We're being ourselves up here, and if it's cheesy, it's cheesy. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it, okay? But I want people to understand that it's okay to be authentic and be yourself within
You're gonna
that.
mess up.
Yeah. And the hair ain't going, just letting you know. So what about you?
Oh, you are so funny. One thing we forgot to say before I get into, we're already legacies. You remember we talked
We
about
said that when we were just saying that. Wait, ain't nobody checking for us. We always said that. Ain't nobody checking for us. When?
APSU.
It's gonna buffer when they Google. Ain't nothing gonna come up.
Now, mine not gonna buffer. You may buffer, but I'm not gonna buffer.
Listen to you. What's your plan, girl? People wanna know what your plan is.
My plan. Everyone always know first, I like to talk. No matter what
Yeah,
time
I
of day.
know.
Don't do that.
Ooh.
No matter what time of day it is, I want, the legacy I want to leave behind is, no matter what time of day it is, if I need to talk or express myself, she was always there. She would listen, even though if she didn't know what to say, she listened. Did that, Yeah, that's true. And I understand, like me, I'm gonna be here for you no matter what. A
Right.
person, who's caring, who care about your feelings. If you don't have any other people to support you, I support you. Even if it's sports, I may not like sports, but
But you're gonna support somebody.
if you want to go to a baseball game, I go with you.
See,
I
she
go with
talking
you.
now. She's supposed to be telling us more things. I want to hear what more you got.
I have so much. I want to leave behind, mentorship, being able to help others, being able to lead people in the right direction.
That's a good one.
It's stuff that, I went through, in my past, or it can be with life, and, being able to help those people overcome those issues, because it's hard for people to help you to get through situations if they never been through it.
Right, that's
You know
true.
how, like, if I'm going through a divorce, I'm not married. I'm not married, though, you guys.
You setting this up for failure already.
No, I'm not. Like, I'm just saying, if I was going through a divorce, you won't be able to help me. But,
Right.
With my organization, you know, the legacy that my organization is going to leave behind,
can help
we're
you.
going to have people in place to be able to help you, to mentor you, to
That's
get
right.
you on the right
I'm going to
track.
tell you now, somebody asked me about advice with getting a divorce. Let me tell you something. I won't know because I don't plan on getting married. Maybe I will one day, but right now, no.
He just talking.
I ain't getting married.
He just talking.
I ain't getting married, y'all. I promise. I
You're
got
not gonna-
time.
You,
I don't have
you'll
the
make
patience.
You'll make time.
Okay.
You'll make time.
Okay, maybe then.
And you know, you pointed out some good points too with your legacy, and I honestly think, here we go again, you be hacking into my computer, taking everything that I have written down, and you say it.
Okay, I'll give you, that's what you think. That's how you feel, and that's what you think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So you didn't hack into my
I
computer.
don't know. I don't have time for that. Like last season, when last episode, I told you I ain't got time for that.
I say another legacy is volunteering and getting into the community so people know who I am. You know, I feel like no matter what, you know, point we get into our life, being able to give back.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, we have to take a quick commercial break, but when we return, we will have Miss Mary Elizabeth Jackson here to talk about her amazing book. So stay tuned with us. You're watching SKP.
Parked far, far away from your class? Well, you could walk the whole way, or you could use the Peay pickup. It's a free ride around campus for APSU students, faculty, and staff. You can ride the trolley from 7:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. For more information, go to apsu.edu/SGA. a campus and community reminder from the voice of Austin Peay, Clarksville's 91.9 FM.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Stephen Alexander, alongside with my co-host, Korean Harris. We have author Mary Elizabeth Jackson here to talk about her award-winning book, Policious Look at Me. She is here to share the impact the book has made on children and adults. So how are you, Miss Jackson?
I am great. You know, we are the Jackson 5.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
We're both excited to ask you questions. You got it. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, our viewers, a little bit about your professional career?
Okay, so my professional career started with writing, started very late in life. So you're never too old to do anything that you want. And that's what I've learned. Like Nike says, just do it. If you want to do it, because it never gets done if you don't do it.
Right.
So earlier in my life, I call it my former life, but I was film, TV, acting, dancing. I was in that whole arena and loved it very much. I'm from Orlando, so I loved it. And then I went through a period of time with children and taking care of kids, being a nanny, those kind of things. Then my own children came. So it's kind of been interesting because my career path never went what I thought it was going to be, and it really has started late in life. But that's okay. You know, we're all where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there.
Right.
So, and we're always in a hurry. It never shows up when we want it to. But now it's just beautiful and it's amazing, and the doors are opening up, and it's just such a great journey because I wrote the manuscript for the book when my son I had very late in life at 45, and it was a very scary pregnancy, and afterwards, me surviving was very scary. So in that time period of both of us recovering is when the words came for the book. And I sat on them for about 2 years, and I know this is not kind of going with the original question you asked me.
No, you're fine.
But that's where the inspiration for the books came, was during that period of time.
Okay, so you mentioned that your son was the biggest inspiration for the book, right?
For these books, yes,
So
for the series.
how has that impacted you from his inspiration? How has it impacted you to write the books?
Well, I guess being an older mom, it's like it changes who you are, and you see life totally differently, because I look at life through his eyes. So as a writer, I write books for children through a child's eyes, and I try to write empowering books. So that's what these books are empowering books. And I have a middle grade book that for ages 8 to 12 that's under contract right now. I can't wait for that to come out. And I have some other projects going.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited, very, very excited. But I would say I had no idea having him so late was going to birth the inspiration of this, because I've written my whole life. A lot of poetry, journaling's always been part of my life, but poetry has been really big for me.
For you?
Yes, like I go in nature and I hear it, you know, it's just like I get quiet and it's like all these words just come. So I would say for anyone who wants to write, I would say do it. And I would say you have to get it out of your head and on paper. Otherwise, it's never going to go anywhere. And you really do have to believe in yourself and take that step forward. Because look at where I am in life. And I sat on this for 2 years, not believing that anyone would want to read what I have to write. I'd just save it for my children.
Right.
But I kept getting that message, go do something with this. And when I surrendered to that is when all the doors opened.
Right.
So I have a total belief in that, and I have goosebumps to say that right now. Like my hair's going, you know.
So I want to ask you, for our viewers watching, what is the book about? If they don't know, what is the book about?
So the first one was Perfectly Precious, Poolicious.
Yes.
And it won an award 3 months after it came out, which was
Wow.
so exciting.
Well, congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Because
Oh my
that's
gosh.
hard work right there.
That was so exciting. And it has 10 original gorgeous songs that were written for the book by my co-writer for the second book, Thornton Klein.
Yes.
He's a very awesome guy. You'll have to have him on sometime. But my girls recorded the songs, so it's kind of a family thing. It's really wonderful. So the first book is about how perfectly made we think our children are, because we do think our children are perfectly made, even when there's imperfection there. We are the ones who see that, the caregivers, moms and dads, grandparents, you know. And so it's like, you know, my cheeks are chubby because they're full of mommy's kisses, and my eyes sparkle because there's stars in them. So it's very cheeky sweet. It's got that essence of purity and gentleness and love that we need in this world. And that's kind of where I was when I wrote it, was in that place. Yes. And the second one moves into toddlerhood and all the cans and can't do's of a toddler. You know, like, look what I can do. Oh, but I can't do that, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
So both books have I am pages in them, and they are my favorite. I'm a 100% believer in I am statements because they are so empowering. And I think, you know, my purpose with those in these books was to get children started with empowering words very young. I am strong. I am powerful. I am perfection. I am amazing. I mean, you know, we can start them young. Think about those tools they'll carry with them through their whole life.
Through their life, right.
Yeah.
And my next question to you is, for your books, like, what makes it so universal for not just toddlers, but also, you know, college students and adults? How can they read this book and feel like a piece of them is within the book?
Well, because there's so this is the word I came up with when I looked at my son, was Poolicious.
Yes.
Okay, and I love Dr. Seuss because he just broke all the rules with writing words, right? And I just think that's so awesome. So I say there's a Poolicious within all of us because we were all children, right? So that sweet innocence is still there inside of us to carry us through our lives when things get really hard. I mean, life is tough. You know, but moments like this, I don't know, for me, it re-energizes me and it makes me think, okay, everything's okay in life. So there's still some sweetness there. There's still some goodness. So I would say from these books, how they're universal. Well, children are all over the world, right?
That's true.
And they're every color, shape, size, and everything else. So the book is great for children everywhere. They're also really great first readers, for guys who are learning how to read. The font's large, the words are simple, and so siblings could read to each other. So, and I think that, you know, if somebody wants to do this kind of work, it's a great thing to look at and go, oh, how did they do this? You know, I want to ask the author, how do I get to do something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
So although this book is fiction, would you consider it still educational and somewhat non-fictional because it's so relatable to real life?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Because in the toddler book, kids all have to do those things. You know, they all have to accomplish those. So it's very relatable. And the first book, we feel those ways about babies, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, we look at them, all you want to do is just go.
Yeah, that's how I am with a baby all day long.
Look at those cheeks and look at your eyes. And I just want to kiss you and love you. And, you know, yeah. So I'm really excited about them.
So what would you say has been the biggest impact the book has made on consumers?
Well, I would hope that it would be being part of that reading time, that sacred time that you have with children, and helping them to nurture a love for literacy from very early on. The books are big, the pictures are big, and babies love that. So I hope that's been some of the biggest impact, and also seeing the empowering words that are in there. And, you know, I guess using those as tools with children.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to know, how has writing, just in general, through your career, how has it impacted you as the person you are today? You know, how has it impacted you?
That's a great question. It's changed my life completely, absolutely changed it. And it makes me look at words differently. It makes me see the power behind them. And I knew the power behind words a long time ago. About 20-something years ago, I had an experience that made me go, wow, I have to watch what I say. It's amazing, because I really didn't like a job I was in, so I kept saying I needed a break. So guess what happened to me? I fell down the stairs and broke my arm. And after it was over with, and I went, okay, so that was really powerful. And that was like my first clue into the power of words. So I would say words are everything. They heal, they hurt, they help. So there's a lot of power behind them. Yeah, so like when my kids say stuff, I'm like, reword that.
Yeah.
And it's
The
also,
universe is listening.
That's right. And it's
Yeah.
also, too, sometimes it's what you say and how you say it, too.
Absolutely.
You know, you have to be careful how you say it.
Yeah, because once it goes out, it doesn't go back in.
That's right. She has 2 books. And where can our viewers find these wonderful books?
Well, they can find them on Amazon and Kindle, and BlackRoseWriting.com is my publisher. They're also on Goodreads and BookBub and Walmart.com, and yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it. And
Yeah.
then this one is Perfectly Precious Poolicious, and this one
It's
is
Poolicious. Look at me.
So you guys go support Miss Jackson.
Yes.
Go look online and find these books, because trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Because they're going to sell out.
Well, Miss Jackson, we thank you so much for coming
thank
today.
you.
You're welcome back anytime. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, for watching us through season 1 through 4. And guys, we love you guys, and you can always watch us. You can watch previous episodes on YouTube under APSU-TV/SKP. We love you guys. Thanks for your support through seasons 1 through 4. And always remember to, let's go Peay.